Creations.
Hi, this is Akshay Kumar, and you are listening to me on Radio D Hotties with Altu Baba and Paltu Rani, where entertainment keeps getting hotter.
Radio D Hotties, the best and hottest Indian radio network in the entire world.
Mahima Creations.
Proudly presents Premier Evening Drive Time Show. Bam bam.
Yes, you heard it right.
Bam bam. Every
Monday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday. Let's beat the traffic.
Bam bam.
Bye bye. नमस्कार
नमस्ते
नमस्कार
वणक्कम
खुशामदी
अस्सलाम वालेकुम
सत श्री अकाल
मी गंद्री की वंदनम
जय स्वामी नारायण
जय श्री कृष्ण
जय जिनेंद्र
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोल दे याली मदद
मौलाली मदद बोलते सारे फीजे मतलब बोला कि निशा बोला बनजान हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे मैं सिर्फ आलतू बाबा
and of course myself Faltu Rani लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting totally मस्तानी बंधु जानी and अगर आप सोच रहे हैं कि वाह 6:30 बज गए आज क्या लेके आए हैं ये दोनों आलतू और फालतू
6:30 छोड़ो 9:30 रहो ऐश करो के बरजान
हाँ
don't look at time look at the amount of time we spend हाँ हम फालतू रेडी उल्टा हमने एक्चुअली क्वालिटी को क्वालिटी बना दिया ना
तो बलजान आज बहुत ही कीमती तोहफा लेके आए हैं आप
भले आपके दो प्यारे
हाँ।
2 पल के लिए आपके साथ बिताने आ गए हैं लेकिन एक ऐसा फिल्म लेके आए जो 2 बीघा जमीन के लिए बात होती है पता नहीं हाउ इज दैट दो मतलब 6
यस बलजान 2 बीघा जमीन वो मूवी है जिसके बारे में आज हम लोग बात करने वाले हैं जो इंडियन सिनेमा की जो फर्स्ट फिल्म थी विच एवर वन एन इंटरनेशनल फिल्म अवार्ड एट द क्या है वो एट द कान्स इज इट कॉल्ड कान्स और कैन्स हाउ डू यू प्रोनाउंस इट आई डोंट नो हाउ यू
pronounce it the way you can
Khan. Yes, that's right. A Khan. It was the first ever movie to, first Indian movie to win the International Film Award. And of course, ये ऐसी movie है बनुजान actually most people would think अरे कौन देखेगा like you know 2 बीघा ज़मीन क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है मैं शायद कोई सैड वाला फिल्म है राइट मोस्ट पीपल मे नॉट इवन एक्चुअली बी इंटरेस्टेड इन लुकिंग एट इट बिकॉज ना तो कोई ग्लैमरस हीरो है ना कोई ग्लैमरस हीरोइन है
इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ना फादर ये जब आया था 1953 रिलीज है जैन 13 1953 का रिलीज है फिल्म एंड देयर वाज स्टिल टाइम व्हेन मूवी वाज इन इट्स इन्फेंसी इफ यू कैन से दैट बिकॉज 1920 से शुरुआत हुई इंडियन सिनेमा का जो दौर था एंड इट वाज स्टिल इन इन्फेंसी एंड द पीपल द ग्रेट्स द बिग टाइम फोक्स व्हाट बिमल रॉय दिस मूवी हैपेंड टू बी बिमल रॉय प्रोडक्शन एंड हमने जो भी ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट बुधवार में जो भी फिल्में किए हैं आई थिंक मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम एक्चुअली वर प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय वाज मेड बाय बिमल रॉय हिमसेल्फ राइट
करेक्ट
ऑफ कोर्स रिसेंटली जो फिल्म हमने पेश किया था वाज नॉट बिमल रॉय बट एक्चुअली द चोपड़ास and but ये फिल्म जो है बिमल रॉय का प्रेजेंटेशन था एंड ऑफ कोर्स इट हैज अ वेरी गुड स्टार कास्ट उस जमाने में जो हीरो हैं वो प्रीटी फेमस थे
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, ये movie जो है बनुजन this was actually inspired by a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore. And this is a poem, a Bengali poem called Dui Bigha Jomi.
And biga matlab not like wetland.
Yeah, 2 bighas jomi, which means 2 bighas of land.
Yeah.
And
if you're wondering what is biga actually is a measure of land, but जहाँ पे हम लोग आजकल के ज़माने में we use the word acreage, right? And square footage use करते हैं हम लोग. उस ज़माने में हमारा कुछ और ही ये था. 2 biga used to be if you convert metrics probably it comes up to 0.62 acres is one, like you know, imagine it to be a हम लोग सब लोग football देखते हैं ना.
Correct.
Half a court of the football is like a football is around 3 acres approximately.
Correct.
I'm talking about not the soccer. Soccer भी उतना ही रहेगा मेरे ख्याल से, लेकिन football like the American football. हाँ. That's total is acreage around 3 acres land. हाँ. उसमें आप अगर 1/2 करोगे ना तो नहीं सॉरी 1/4 of it pretty much. समझो इतना ही जमीन का बात है वो. Right. मतलब 2 बीघा 1 बीघा 6.2 मतलब this story is about a half a football court.
करेक्ट पंजान.
हाँ.
एंड ये जो एक्चुअली इंस्पायर हुआ, इनफैक्ट ये मूवी अगर आप देखेंगे, एंड आई वांट टू टेल मोस्ट ऑफ यू कि ये जो मूवी जैसे बिमल रॉय ने इस मूवी को बनाया, वन वुड थिंक बहुत सारे लोगों ने बताया कि ऐसे फिल्म मत बनाओ क्योंकि ये पॉपुलर नहीं रहेगा, बिकॉज बिमल रॉय apparently was inspired by like this Italian Renaissance in cinema. It's called a neo-realistic cinema. Actually ये फिल्म देखोगे ना बंजन, आपको ऐसे लगेगा कि my God, you're living in that world. And there is no unnecessary glamour. There's no unnecessary. It's very simple, a beautiful depiction of how everything, including the costumes, including the songs. Salil Chaudhary का music है, beautiful गाने हैं, अनमोल नगमे हैं actually आलतू बाबा. These are songs that Mahima ji has probably played in अनमोल नगमे. Amazing songs in this movie, but many of us, including Altu and I, have not played it in a very very long time. And कोई गाते भी नहीं है इन गानों को. Beautiful गाने हैं इस movie में. And let's get into the story. It was actually one of those movies जहाँ पे in National Merit Award भी मिला इस movie को.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's received a lot. It was very huge critical acclaim मिला था इस movie को. In fact, it won the All India Certificate of Merit for Best Feature Film. It became the first film to win the Filmfare Best Movie Award as well. And of course, first Indian film to win the international prize at the Cannes Film Festival after a movie called Neecha Nagar, which won the Palme d'Or or something like that. Yeah.
Palme d'Or.
Which is supposed to be the grand prize.
Huh.
It was also a movie which won something called a Social Progress Award.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah,
and the movie we're talking about is Do Bigha Zameen.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, काफ़ी सारे इंटरनेशनल फिल्म फेस्टिवल्स में इस मूवी को काफ़ी सारे अवार्ड मिले हैं. एंड जो फिल्म या ये जो देख रहे हैं, what Altu has posted on the screen is the title credit of the movie, right? The poster of the movie. Look at the hero and the heroine. The heroine is somebody you would know as the proverbial ma who always has a torn blouse, a patchwork sari, like, that kind of thing. At that time, she was a heroine, and she actually looks very pretty and very sweet as the heroine in this movie. Unfortunately, iski sare movies, I don't know. Her role is such, but there's also a romantic angle to it, which is very different for me to see, right?
As in her role as a romantic thing.
Yes.
You never thought of her to be in romantic scene.
Yeah. This is Nirupa Roy Bandhujan, and along with Nirupa Roy, it stars Balraj Sahni, who at that time was one of the most sought after actors. Now, believe it or not, most of you may not remember how Balraj Sahni looked. You would remember Balraj Sahni in that song, "Oh Mere Zohar Zabi."
Recently, Mere Zohar Zabi में same combination है.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then you see that little boy in the movie. He supposedly was very very popular. He has acted in movies like Boot Polish and things like that. He was a child artist called Ratan Kumar.
Yeah, we actually had the opportunity to do a special on Boot Polish. देखने को time नहीं मिला मुझे, so माफ कर दीजिएगा. Lekin definitely we will probably bring it as one of the other things, because that was one of those other movies which really was a super duper hit at the time.
And there was a very famous heroine that got her launch in this particular movie. It was her first, very famous. She became an iconic legend.
Oh, really?
Who is that heroine? We will play the song a little bit in later as we get into the story. लेकिन movie आप सोच रहे होंगे क्या हो सकता है भाई, वही मगजमारी क्या है? But actually, the movie begins with the opening credit. If you actually see it, it begins the जो 2 बीघा ज़मीन, जो बंजर ज़मीन. It begins with that. This is how the credits open. Altu Baba is showing to you on the screen. ऐसे शुरू होती है मूवी, जहाँ पे it's a drought stricken land, right? बिल्कुल बारिश नहीं हो रही होती है, 2 साल से उनकी फसल नहीं होती है. They don't have any money, right? The entire thing is just, अरे ये दिखा दिया तुमने. This is the particular, I hope you haven't paid attention. We'll ask that question as a trivia question later, Madhujan. And the movie opens like this, and it goes into further. अगर आप जाओगे, you'll see as the credits end, you'll hear there's one portion where बादल गरजने लगते हैं. It kind of gives me, I think, Lagan में they have taken the inspiration from that, where they all start singing. So there's this particular the movie opens with how the drought-stricken landscape है. वो you can go to that particular clip, Altuma, where just two lines which talk about the trees had shed their leaves, there was nothing in the trees, the land was barren, and उसके बाद बादल थोड़े गरजने लगते हैं, and then you should see the what do you call it, क्या हुआ आलतू?
मैं क्या करूं, क्या हुआ आलतू, मेरे को पूछेगी तो
तू क्या डॉगी का कुछ लगा दिया वहाँ पे?
मैं डॉगी अरे यार तू भी सही है पालतू आंटी.
आलतू बाबा. हाँ. तो एक गाना, as the बादल गर्जोफाइज, you should see, it's a cute song that comes up, Banajan, where they dance, and there is a little bit, you'll see what I was talking about when it comes to Nirupa Roy. So देखिएगा ये कैसे होता है. Let's get you that particular scene where I felt there was a lot of similarity between that ghanana 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 ghanana. I mean, not the tune. See?
हरियाला सावन ढोल बजाता आया, दिन तक तक मन की मोर नचाता आया.
दिन तक तक, oh so cute, oh such
हरियाला
simple.
सावन ढोल बजाता
सलील चौधरी.
Yeah, सलील चौधरी.
मोर नचाता आया, मिट्टी में जान जगाता आया, धरती पहनेगी हरी चुनरिया बन के दुल्हनिया.
एक अगन बुझी,
एक अगन लगी,
मन मगन हुआ,
एक लगन लगी, आया आया रे आया आया रे.
So cute, no? So
और
cute.
एक गाना और है क्या? एक गाना और है.
ये पूरा जाता है, पूरा अच्छा लंबा चौड़ा गाना, but I didn't let's go on with the story. ये गाना एंड होते ही ना आलतू बाबा, एक हीरो का इंट्रोडक्शन होता है. टिपिकली हम लोग हीरो का कैसे करते हैं इंट्रोडक्शन?
वो आएगा
इवन जब दिलीप कुमार साहब आते हैं तो ऐसे लगा के एंट्री रहेगा and all that stuff, right?
Of course.
Look at the neo-realistic cinema, जो हीरो का इंट्रो है, आप देखो कैसे एटलीस्ट हीरो का क्लोजअप होएगा ना.
हाँ.
ये देखो ये सीन.
अच्छा ये सीन में.
हाँ.
अच्छा ओके, ये here you go. This is the hero entry, yeah?
Yeah, hero's introduction. That's the heroine. The previous scene, there was a hero. Can you make out who the hero was?
The one on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Because I know it's Bhagat Sadi.
There's not even a close-up shot, not a mid shot, nothing. Okay, just watch this scene. It's a very cute scene. This is Nirupa Roy.
Here they collect water from the roof, right?
No, it's raining, right?
I know. It's quite.
Yeah.
Hanu bhi kiye bhai. Paka bhi.
Yeah. It's a very.
बारिश है, सब लोग नहाने आ गए.
रात भी जब बरखा में भीग ले, देख लेना जी खिल उठेगा. बाप रे, इतना गुस्सा. नाराज होती है तो नहीं भीगते ना, जरा वो गमछा लिया शरीर पहुंची.
गिर गया.
That's it. It's such a cute little romantic scene between the two of them, and this is so realistic, right? It's not like,
Of course.
it's very sweetly done. I thought I think it was really nice. And then there is जब beginning में जब वो इतनी बंजर जमीन और ऐसे टूटे हुए पेड़ and all that they show, there's one line where he says it ऐसा था, and he says, and then बादल छाने लगे, and then he says that is then the hope hope fills the lives of people, that there is always hope that something better will come along the way.
Correct.
Right? तो वो मूवी ऐसे खुलती है, and of course there is this hero and heroine, Nirupa Roy. Gangu Mahate is the guy who's the प्रोटैगनिस्ट. वो फार्मर होता है, उसकी बीवी है और उसका एक छोटा बेटा है कन्हैया. बीवी का नाम है पारो. पारो, हाँ, वो हमारे देवदास वाली पारो नहीं, बट दिस पर्टिकुलर पारो. लेकिन ये क्या होता है, ही इज ये बारिश शुरू होने लगती है, दे आर ऑल सेलिब्रेटिंग, बहुत खुश हैं वो लोग, एंड दे स्टार्ट फसल, लाइक यू नो, दे स्टार्ट फार्मिंग, right? And movie progress होती है, and right as they are showing the happiness on one end, there is a scene where you'll see a bunch of industrialists. They'll come and they will you know, they'll look at the land, and there's a conversation that happens, and you know who is the
Jeevan.
No, the villain. You should see the villain. Well, not the villain. He's not really a villain, but how circumstantially he becomes the villain. So ये जो है हमारे बड़े उनकी बेटी भी इसमें she's a
Actor, huh?
she's an actress. Yes. No, what was he called? His name was what? मुराद.
तो देखते हैं ना हम. हाँ, ये सेठ जी ना.
हाँ, ये सेठ जी आते हैं, ये लोग आते हैं जहाँ पे वो लोग बैकग्राउंड में वो you see the people who are on the field, that is Gangu and all his friends. They're very happy that you know, that they've got water and they're able to till the land and all that. At this time this group of people come.
पर चल के बातें करेंगे. तशरीफ लाइए.
हाँ, and here
जमींदार जी की मोटर आज यहाँ कहाँ? इन्हीं दिनों यहाँ इनकी मोटर को पहले भी 2-1 बार देखा है. जमींदार जी के साथ जो 2-3 आदमी हैं वो शहरी मालूम होते हैं.
हाँ,
तब तो जादव ठीक ही कहता था. जमींदार जी यहाँ एक मिल बनाना चाहते हैं. ये क्या एक नई मुसीबत? तब तो हम सबको खेती बाड़ी हटानी पड़ेगी. अरे भाई, जमीन जमींदार जी की, वो जो चाहे सो करें, हम उन्हें कैसे रोक सकते हैं? लेकिन सारी जमीन तो जमींदार जी की नहीं है. बीच का ये 2 बीघे का टुकड़ा तो शंभू का है. शंभू अगर अपनी जमीन न बेचे तो यहाँ मिल बनी नहीं सकती. क्यों रे शंभू, तू बेचेगा अपनी जमीन? पागल हो गया हो क्या? मैं अपनी जमीन कभी नहीं बेचूंगा. नहीं बेचेगा?
Oh, this is where the problem comes, huh?
Yeah, so basically his land is the only land at 2 बीघा zameen, that his whole magajmari in his entire life, he goes from 0 to trying to get to 100, and then he comes back, and everything is gone, and it's all for this 2 बीघा zameen and how the movie plays out.
Wow.
And ये जो हमारा गंगू है, उसकी जो 2 बीघा ज़मीन है, that particular thing, he refuses to sell. So the next scene जो है, it's actually why it is so important. Actually, you know what, Altubaba, we have been मैं सोच रही थी इसके बारे में कि आज भी लोग कहते हैं कि farmer suicides हो रहे हैं, and you know, many of us, we're so far removed from it that we can't really relate to what's happening, right? But if you play this movie today, even today, this is apparently prevalent in several parts of India. So ये जो actually वो scene में एक दिखाते हैं कि why he refuses to sell that land, क्योंकि it's not his ego. वो कहता है कि मेरी livelihood को मैं क्यों, मतलब, you know, why should I he goes to the zamindar and he tries to go talk. The zamindar calls him actually because he's got to get the zamindar's name is Harman Singh. Okay, this Harman Singh को क्या होता है, he is also, actually they've established it very nicely in the movie that he is not completely sold on the idea that he wants to put a mill, but there are these 4 guys who are trying to get him to invest money in their mill and also use his land to make that mill, right? तो ये ज़मींदार सोचता है कि अच्छा, लेकिन मेरा भी पैसा जाएगा ना उसमें ये करने के लिए, तो then they're trying to convince. You can see those शहरी बाबूस who are trying to convince him. So this guy says, okay, you know, call that guy. This 2 बीघा ज़मीन is his, right? So call him. उसका जो हिसाब है, let him. He will not say no because he owes me money. I'll माफी the particular piece of land for him, right? तो उसको बुलाता है, बहुत अच्छी तरह से बातचीत होती है दोनों के बीच before, and then at that time he'll say, अच्छा एक काम करो, तुम्हारा अंगूठा लगा दो इस पे, he'll give him the thing and he'll say, he'll tell him at this point कि I want you to sell the land to me.
तो खुशखबरी सुनाने के लिए बुलाया।
क्या खुशखबरी है हुजूर?
मैंने तय किया है कि गांव का रूप ही बदल दूं। यहाँ एक मिल लगवाऊंगा, तमाम रास्ते पक्के बनवा दूंगा, घर घर बिजली की बत्तियां जला करेंगी, तुम सबकी भलाई होगी।
हुजूर हमारे माई बाप हैं, आप हमारी भलाई ना करेंगे तो और कौन करेगा?
मगर ये सब तुम लोग समझते कहाँ हो, फिर भी इन सब में तू समझदार है। ले जरा अंगूठे का निशान तो लगा दे इस कागज पे।
इसमें क्या लिखा है हुजूर?
अरे कुछ नहीं, वही गोपीपुर में मेरी जमीन के साथ लगती हुई जो तेरी 2 बीघा जमीन है, वो मुझे चाहिए, वही मैं मिल लगवा रहा हूं। ले अंगूठा लगा दे झट से। इसके बदले में जो मैंने कर्जा तुझे दिया है वो सब माफ कर दूंगा।
मैं आपका सारा कर्जा चुका दूंगा, थोड़ी सी मोहलत दीजिए हुजूर।
मुझे गरजमंद समझकर कस रहा है। हाँ, अच्छा ठीक है, कर्जे की माफी के अलावा कुछ रुपए और भी दे दूंगा।
जमीन तो किसान की माँ है हुजूर, माँ को बेच दूं?
अबे रहने दे, जमीन पर मिल लग जाने से माँ बाप बन जाएगी। जमीन से तुझे क्या मिलता है? मिल में मजदूरी करके भरपेट खाएगा, आराम की नींद सोएगा।
हुजूर पेड़ को मिट्टी से उखाड़कर सोने में लगा दे तो क्या वो बच सकता है?
अरे बड़ी बड़ी बातें रहने दे, तेरे ही भले की कह रहा हूँ। अंगूठा लगा दे।
नहीं हुजूर, जमीन मैं नहीं बेचूंगा।
क्या क्या कहा?
So
नहीं
now-
बेचेगा? अरे मेरा कहा न मानकर अपने ही हाथों अपना सत्यानाश करने पर क्यों तुला हुआ है?
जमीन चले जाने पर ही तो किसान का सत्यानाश हो जाता है हुजूर, और फिर उस जमीन पर तो हमारा 7 पीढ़ी पुराना मकान है। नहीं हुजूर, जमीन तो मैं किसी हालत में नहीं बेच सकता।
ये मजाल, इतनी जुर्रत? अच्छा, तो कल तक मेरी सारी रकम मैं सूद के चुका जाओ।
कल तक? 4 दिन तो दीजिए सरकार।
काफी मोहलत दे चुका हूं, तुम लोग शराफत से पेश आने के काबिल ही नहीं।
मेहरबानी कीजिए सरकार, मैं
ये
सारी
मेरा
रकम
आखिरी
चुका
फैसला है, निकल जाओ यहाँ से।
सरकार दया कीजिए, सरकार सरकार
So that's
सरकार।
then it becomes an ego issue for that Sarkar, and he says मुझे किसी बहाने I want this particular and he will not spare him absolutely. तो ये बंदा क्या करता है, काफी obviously दिमाग लगाता है कि okay it is mine, I have to कर्जा चुकाओ, क्या करना है। वो घर आता है, it's shown beautifully, and I tell you, I honestly am telling you all, Baba, Mahima ji used to tell us Balraj Sahni was an amazing actor, remember? In fact इस मूवी में बलराज साहनी की casting करने से पहले बहुत सारे लोगों ने कहा कि don't cast बलराज साहनी, because बलराज साहनी, the roles he had played before were all Rais, Amir kind of roles that he had played, it seems. And people said that this guy will not be able to carry off. I mean, he's got that sophisticated look. Look at the way the guy looks in the movie. Apparently, Balraj Sahni did वो क्या कहते हैं, what do you call that man? A method actor. So he actually lived the life, lived with the Kolkata. We'll talk about that. What happens, how he becomes a rickshaw puller, and he did this particular role, and the way they walk, the way they, the whole thing he actually did. And people say that this movie was successful because of the way Balraj Sahni melded into the actor. One actor
But
that...
just if you look at it, right, the way, the physical attributes of how beautifully he's brought it. That time there was no makeup, there was no prosthetics, there was no trainer who trained them.
Yeah.
Literally he's gone done it himself.
Yeah.
And you can make out that Mazdoor ka jo physique hai. The people who actually really are working, they're tilling the land, right, eating, humble eating, all stuff. Humble living, that's beautifully brought up by him.
Yeah. And when we say neorealistic cinema, abhi they show how he is completely thaka hara and he comes home. That land is actually, his dad would have kept it girvi, or he would have given him the thing based on the karza, right? So not girvi, he would have actually told the landlord, that zamindar, and he would have taken money. So वो calculation आके decide करता है कि I will save this land no matter what. Let's find out. They don't even know how much they owe. तो ये scene बहुत ही like you should see, it's very palpable. मतलब ऐसे लगता है कि अपने जब हम लोग कोई कुछ और रास्ता नहीं सोचता है तो अपने पापा के पास जाते हैं, माँ बाप के पास जाते हैं, राइट, वेदर दे हैव द सोल्यूशन और नॉट, वो एक बात है. एंड दूसरी चीज़ क्या करता है, उसको पढ़ाई लिखाई नहीं आती है, राइट, सो बट ही इज स्मार्ट, लेकिन तो उसके बच्चे के, सो 3 generations how they put their head together to find out how much is owed. This scene is I loved this scene actually. Just check it out.
ये भी हाथ से निकल गई तो भूखों मरना पड़ेगा. आखिर तूने क्या सोचा है? कुछ सोचा ही नहीं जाता बाबू, पर कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा.
ले आया हूँ बापू।
आ गया बेटा। तू तो सब हिसाब सीखा है ना? जरा सब जोड़ के बता तो। लिख। बीज के लिए धान 2 बरस का 20 रुपए।
20 रुपए।
मामला 3 बरस का 12 रुपए। 2 छकड़े फूस 8 रुपए।
जरा ठहर ठहर कर बोलो बापू, सब गड़बड़ हो जाती है। 8 और 8 हुए 16 और मिलाए 12 तो हुए 28।
28।
हाँ।
और नकद लिए थे 3 रुपए एक बार, 7 रुपए एक बार और 2 रुपए एक बार। तो इन पर सूद कितना होगा? बहुत होगा 5 रुपए। 5 रुपए लिख। 5 रुपए। सब मिलाकर कितने हुए? जरा ठीक से जोड़ना, गड़बड़ ना हो जाए।
4 और 6 सब मिला के 65 में।
65 रुपए एक साथ इतने कहाँ से मिलेंगे? सब बेच दूंगा। घर में जो कुछ होगा सब बेच दूंगा। जमीन तो बचानी ही पड़ेगी।
So, अब क्या करता है वो पूरा अपना जो घग्गरी है, बर्तन है, सब कुछ he puts everything together and it's a very kind of depressing scene because he takes everything. Even she'll fill water in the घग्गरी and she'll be coming and he'll pour all the water out.
Oh shoot.
And then he'll say take this also. Then he goes to his he realizes then they show him. He picks up the thing and he says इसमें तो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, and then he doesn't know how to ask her, so he'll say क्या करें, कुछ नहीं कर सकते, and then it's a very she understands. She says okay, everything you've taken, and she says what, and she'll remove her jhumkas and he doesn't ask, but she'll remove it and it's not like in the movies अच्छा ये झुमके
No drama,
no drama.
हाँ.
She'll say अच्छा मेरे बाप ने जो मुझे झुमके लगा के दिए हैं वो ये कर दो, and then she'll say that's what you're going to do. He'll say 100% I will make sure that I will get it back to you, blah blah blah. So she'll give the jhumkas. He'll take the money, 65 rupees. 65 rupees. I mean, what this thing it was, right? And he goes to that zamindar. He'll say 65 rupees is the hisab. I have to pay you 65 rupees. The zamindar will tell his munim ji. उसको बोलता है कि निकालो तुम
खाता निकालो.
उसको खाता निकालो. Tell him how much it is. It doesn't, it's not like how they say not that kind of thing where the zamindar, the munimji is actually the guy, the accountant. I think he's the locha guy. He's probably eaten up the money. So what he does, he'll say acha iska ye hai, iska ye hai. He'll add things and then he'll say it's 235 rupees that you owe.
Oh my god.
तो ये बंदा बोलता है how can it be 235 rupees, what are you talking about? He'll say 20% ब्याज on this, blah blah blah, and he'll say what about my father who worked for free? You're not taking the money that my father worked for anything into account for 3 years. What about his wages? He has been working on that land and he's been so that has to be accounted for. You have not actually accounted for that. तो ये बंदा बोलता है कि मुनीश बोलता है अरे that was never taken into consideration, and then he'll say we also paid you monthly installments. Where are that? Where are those things? So they don't show the zamindar at all. Like they don't show that he is getting involved. This Munimji will just look like this and he'll say, huh? What money you're talking about?
Look like what?
Like he'll he seems like one of those really जो बीच में हाँ
CAs हाँ
CPAs कुछ ऐसे CPA हैं जो यहाँ बीच में कुछ खा जाते हैं. तो anyway, so then this guy will say no it is you're supposed to, and then the zamindar will just say one thing, हाँ but एक टाइम का खाना जो हड़प जाता था, मतलब like he used to eat, who's going to pay for all of that?
Oh wow.
And then he'll say, this guy will say please you're going to मैं बर्बाद हो जाऊंगा, whatever. He'll say no, because the zamindar is ego की बात है ना अभी, because he said I'm not going to sell you the land. He'll say I'll see you in court and चला जाता है. कोर्ट में वो जो सीन है, it is they don't show, it's not like courtroom drama, like unnecessary courtroom drama kind of thing. It is not like oh my lord this that and this guy doesn't have money so he doesn't have a lawyer or whatever, right? They actually show how merciful even the courts were and what happens and how he tries to present his case and what happens. वो scene लगाओ if we have that.
विश्वास कीजिए हजूर, मुझे कुल 65 रुपए ही देने। जो बात तुमसे पूछी जाए सिर्फ उसी का जवाब दो। 30 रुपए मन की दर से 5 मन चावल तुमने उधार लिए। मगर हजूर मेरे बाप ने बेगार में। तुम्हारे बाप के बारे में नहीं पूछ रहे हैं, तुमने उन चावलों की कीमत चुकाई? नहीं हजूर, तुम्हारी तरफ 3 बरस का लगान बाकी है। 1 बरस का हजूर, 2 बरस का लगान तो मैं दे चुका हूँ। उसकी कोई रसीद है? रसीद तो नायब जी ने दी नहीं हजूर। अगर नायब जी ने कोई रसीद नहीं दी तो और कोई सबूत है या कोई गवाह है? गवाह? गवाह तो कोई नहीं हजूर, भगवान गवाह हजूर। सिर्फ उसी को बुलाओ, फिर वही गवाही दे जाए। This is the point, Your Honor. तो तुम्हारी तरफ 5 मन चावल, बीज के लिए धान, बाकी लगान, 2 छकड़े फूस और 50 रुपए नकद, ये सब मिल मिला के कितने हुए? 65 रुपए हजूर। मैं बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहा हूँ हजूर। हजूर भगवान हजूर।
मुद्दई ठाकुर हरनाम सिंह व ठाकुर जौहर सिंह साकिन रायपुर की मुदाइला शंभू महतो व गंगू महतो साकिन गोपी बोर्ड के खिलाफ दी हुई दरखास्त, जिसमें मुद्दई ठाकुर हरनाम सिंह अपने 235 रुपए 8 आने के कर्ज के एवज में मुदाइला शंभू महतो की जमीन व जायदाद पर कब्जा करने की इजाजत चाहता है। अदालत नामंजूर करती।
नामंजूर।
Okay, so it was a good thing.
Yeah, but there's an after thing to this.
Oh.
लेकिन मुदाइला शंभू महतो कोई भी ऐसा सबूत पेश नहीं कर सका जिसमें मुद्दई ठाकुर हरनाम सिंह का दावा झूठा साबित हो सके। इसलिए अदालत की राय में शंभू महतो को यह कर्ज चुकाना ही पड़ेगा। मगर उसकी माली हालत को देखते हुए अदालत उसे 3 महीने की मोहलत देती है। अगर इस अरसे में भी शंभू महतो सारा रुपया न चुका दे तो ठाकुर हरनाम सिंह उसकी जमीन जायदाद नीलाम करा लेने के हकदार।
दया कीजिए हजूर, इतनी कम मोहलत में मैं सारा रुपया कैसे चुका सकूंगा? मेरा बुढ़ा बाप है हजूर, मेरा छोटा सा बच्चा है, अब सब भूखे मर जाएंगे हजूर। इस जमीन के सिवा मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है हजूर।
So this is where the whole struggle starts for him.
The whole struggle starts for that 2 बीघा जमीन and for him to be able to pay back that 235 rupees. कैसे ये बंदा मतलब क्या करता है, क्या करता है, मतलब it's like ये बंदा ही नहीं, उसकी बीवी क्या करती है, उसका बच्चा क्या करता है. That is this whole movie. The entire movie.
So the thing is, the movie, the way I look is, I haven't seen the movie, but Jaan Father did all the hard work on this one. ये लगता है थोड़ा sad रहेगा ना?
Well, क्या होता है?
I mean, we don't want to say क्या होता है. We want people to go see it.
No. So the thing is, he is completely lost, right? And he is given. लोग कहते हैं ना, शहर जाके how the city gives you hope. That somebody goes, so उसका जब वो ये थका हारा वापस आ रहा होता है, he's completely, you should see the way he walks, Altaba, that scene is, I mean, I didn't pick that scene, but for me, it was, I could feel the angst that man is probably feeling, that character is feeling, right? Gangu Mato, he's done such a good job, and the cinematography also is phenomenal in this, because there's unnecessary intercut shots कुछ नहीं है. वो ऐसे long shot है जहाँ पे वो चल के आ रहा है. You can actually see a man who is burdened and has lost in the world, in his walk, in his gait. You can see that. And तब एक बंदा वहाँ पे उसका एक there's a villager who he is friends with. वो बोलता है कि अच्छा मैं तो बात don't worry, come sit down. And then he'll say, I forgot to tell you, my Jamai Babu has come back from Kolkata. And he has, देखा वो कैसे बदल जाते हैं, ठाट बदल जाता है. And he says you should go there. So he'll say I don't know anybody there. तो फिर कहता है जान पहचान हो जाएगी जाने के बाद. And he'll somehow convince Paro and he leaves. लेकिन उसका जो बेटा है वो बार बार पूछता है मैं भी आऊँगा. कन्हैया जो लड़का है वहाँ पे, he'll keep saying I want to go with you. He'll say no, and when Kanhaiya is sleeping, and he'll tell Paro I'm going to go, please let me earn this money. 3 महीने की बात है. She'll say I'm pregnant with the second child. So he'll say now I have to go because I have to somehow, I don't want to be on the roads, because if we lose this land we have nothing else. तो तब कोलकाता जा रहा होता है. And when he's in the train, and they don't show anything else, right? They suddenly he'll see there'll be this. He finds that this somebody on the train along with him.
Okay.
So that particular scene is really you know, the kid, the way he sees the kid also. The kid probably thought he'll hide and he'll keep following his dad wherever he goes. So that scene is where this kid gets caught, or he sees his child who has come on the train without telling his dad. So that's... are you going to play that scene for us?
Yeah, I'll play the scene for you.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, so
There you go.
scenes coming out of Mananjan. Of course, if you're listening to us right now, we are this is the Pam Pam show where we're actually featuring the Black and White Budhvaar. We're featuring a movie called Do Bighas Zameen for you guys.
Correct.
अगर आप सोच रहे हैं कैसे वही doing this in black and white on the time when the whole world is in color, थोड़ा variety यार. Come on, you should actually go watch the black. Sometimes black and white दिखने में color बाद में आपको बहुत अच्छा दिखेगा. That's what we believe. So here it is a train scene where Balja Sahni's character actually is. He's going to find somebody familiar on the train.
वरना बाद में पछताना पड़ेगा. बोली लाना भाई ये किधर लाओ.
बच्चों तू यहाँ कैसे?
तू यहाँ कैसे?
अब तो आ ही गया बापू, नाराज ना होना. मैंने रामू से कह दिया था, उसने माँ को बता दिया होगा.
नालायक तूने कह दिया बस सब हो गया. जरूर वो बेचारी चिंता के मारे मरी जा रही होगी.
बाबू कन्हैया का तो
That's exactly what happens. So she'll be searching and eventually she finds out that he has gone with the dad.
Okay.
And उसके बाद ये लोग जब कोलकाता आते हैं, मैं मुंबई मेरे दिमाग में आ रहा है. It reminds me of the scene where, you know, which is that Sri 420, right? Where he comes, there's that scene is there where these guys are, you know, they think that Shahri people will be very sophisticated, very civilized, but the way everybody treats them, they're trying to talk to people are just too busy in their world, they're walking away. And then he says, "Kaam milega?" He goes to a mishti dukaan and he asks, he'll say, "What?" How many days have you been in Kolkata? He'll say, I just came. He said, "Haan, dikh raha hai." Like that kind of thing, right? So he eventually
Movie half ticket और से यहाँ पर से.
yeah.
काम है क्या नहीं है? क्या दे क्या पूछ रहा है? दे दो लड़की पूछ रहा है.
So it's you know how simple ये देहाती लोग जो आते हैं, how simple their thinking is, and you know how they try to. There's no double this thing, but then they also show the struggles of the poor. Not even middle class, the poor. Really, it's like. एंड ये बच्चा क्या होता है, ये बच्चा एक दूसरे बच्चे से मिलता है जो बूट पॉलिश कर रहा होता है, उसका नाम है लालू उस्ताद. तो वो बच्चा पिक पॉकेटिंग ये सब उसके बारे में सभी ये बच्चा लोग होते हैं ना, which do a lot of bad things also. So but what happens is their things get stolen. उसके बाद कहाँ दर भटकते हैं to find a place where they can stay. They meet a very mean and whatever you call ruthless landlady.
That was a good scene to have, right?
Huh?
No? We're going to ask a question about this particular landlady, right? Aren't we?
No.
No?
Huh?
I thought we were going to ask about this landlady.
No, not the landlady. There is one actor. So ये सब हो रहा होता है where he gets the thing, and by chance he goes to they lose everything there, and he says, okay, this landlady agrees to give him a kholi because of the child, and then he goes and he does coolie ka kaam and he gets a little bit of money. That landlady takes rent every day.
Oh wow.
So he'll give that rent to that lady. She'll say, okay, that's fine, but remember you have to give me every day, and you have to give 1 week advance.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to give money. So kya hota, by chance he comes upon another guy, which is I think Madan Puri. Okay, so he goes, is it Madan Puri? Who was Madan Puri's dad?
Puri.
Ne. तो आलतू बाबा वेस्ट फेलो क्या कुछ भी बोलेगा.
Belpuri?
No.
Belpuri?
I forgot what is his.
Amrit
No,
Puri.
sorry, my bad. Not Puri. What's his name? Nazir Hussain.
Nazir Hussain. No, I knew Nazir Hussain's dad name. Yeah.
Nazir, shut up. Man.
Mr. Hussain.
आलतू बाबा कुछ भी.
Confuse करके मुझे याद पूरे
Nazir Hussain is an old man. who is lying down on, he's living in that chawl kind of that place, and वो उसकी तबीयत बहुत ख़राब होती है. He'll request him, he'll say please go return my that rickshaw गाड़ी, if you can be. He'll say I don't know what you're talking about. Then he'll say no, just go return it because that guy will charge me bhada and I'm not able to do today, so I'm very very tired. I mean, I'm very sick right now, so otherwise I lose. I mean, खाने पियाने ग्लास थोड़ा बढ़ाना, राइट? सो आई हैव टू पे दैट गाय. तो तब क्या होता है, he says okay, he's going to return the coolie, what do you call, he's going to return that rickshaw for this man Nasir Hussain के लिए. He wants to return the rickshaw, but as he's going, one guy, like how in India they say, hey, police को report करा दूंगा if you don't stop and if you don't take me, right? He'll say नहीं मैं नहीं दे लेके जा सकता. Then he'll say no, I'll get you arrested if you don't take me. So this man zabardasti climbs into his rickshaw. Okay, so this guy, there's no other choice, so he takes that guy to wherever he wants to go. And there's another thing that really, Mahima ji was, for those of you who don't know Punjabi, she was born and raised in Calcutta. Yeah. She would always say how horrible this trade was. Yeah. And how she would never want to sit in one of these. She would never sit in one of these because these poor rickshaw pullers have to pull your body weight, the weight of that rickshaw, they do it because they have to earn a living. Yeah. And it's such an inhuman kind of thing, and it's very subtly shown in this particular movie as to how, like, इंसान है, बैलगाड़ी को भी we should not do that. We should not use the bell to do that particular thing, or even a horse. So in this, zabardasti, that man sits and he gets that particular scene as to how he realizes how he becomes from a coolie. How does he become a rickshaw puller? Everything is by chance in his life. So he has brought this guy.
ले अच्छा ले आठा ले.
He's so happy. Then he goes, look at it.
ये लो आठा ले पैसे. कैसे? रिक्शा छोड़ने जा रहा था, एक बाबू ने पुलिस का डर बताया और रिक्शा में जबरदस्ती बैठ गया. ये आठा ने उसी ने दिए.
हे भगवान, बड़ा अच्छा हुआ कि ये पैसे मिल गए. कल बुखार की वजह से कुछ भी नहीं कमा सका. तुम तो अपनी हालत जानते हो, रोज कमाना और रोज खाना, बड़ी चिंता लगी हुई है.
चिंता क्यों भैया, जब तक तुम बीमार हो तुम्हारा खाना पीना मेरे ऊपर रहा. तुम मुझे रिक्शा चलाना सिखा दो, मैं भी रिक्शा चलाऊंगा.
बड़ा जानलेवा काम है.
होने दो भैया, अगर 2.5 महीने में 235 रुपए नहीं कमा सका तो मेरी जमीन जायदाद सब हाथ से निकल जाएगी. मुझे कायदा कानून सिखाकर लाइसेंस का बंदोबस्त कर दो.
लाइसेंस मिलना इतना आसान नहीं. खैर, मैं अच्छा हो जाऊं तो मैं सब कुछ सिखला दूंगा.
So poor thing, he will learn how to.
रोको! अरे क्या करता है, रिक्शा उलट जाएगी. इस तरह कहीं रिक्शा रोकते हैं?
तुम्ही तो कहा रोको.
हाँ, मगर रोको सुनकर रिक्शा को आहिस्ता करके बाएं हट के रोकना चाहिए. अच्छा.
So like that he becomes a rickshaw puller.
Okay, so he gets training on how to do rickshaw pulling.
Yeah, he does. And then, zindagi chalti hai, he will start earning some money and he tries to send money back home and, लेकिन क्या होता है, बीच में एक पर्टिकुलर सीन आती है जहाँ पे हाँ, तो घर पैसे भेजता है. He'll send 48 रुपए and stuff for her. He'll say you keep this and this is for I have so much saved up, so don't worry, we will get this done and all that stuff. So
he makes his money.
No.
Oh, that's a suspense. We're not going to tell this to
We're not going to tell. He starts paying. He starts giving her.
He starts putting money aside.
Yeah, and then so there is one scene where she basically decides that when she gets the money, and then she goes to the Thakurain who is in that place where who knows how to read and write. She goes, and this is the introduction of that actress, that legendary actress whose maiden role was in this particular movie.
Oh.
Yeah, she got her break, a debut in this movie.
Okay. We're going to ask who this actress is, right?
Who this actress is, yeah.
The question over here, of course, is who's this person? Who's this young mother who actually is trying to sing a lori for this? What happened?
Yeah. No, we're not talking about this actress.
Not this actress at all, but I'm sorry about that. This actually happens always sometimes. So call us and let us know. Number 408-832-8881.
आपको कॉल करके बताना है. I think some bandhus have. I was looking at some message that came to us.
What did it say?
I am not sure if it is on. I'm not sure where it is, Altu Baba.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. But people have to give us a call. Let us know who this person is. It is not Nirupa Roy. Who's the other person we're asking? Give us a call here. 408-832-8881. We have a caller waiting. Faltari, can we go to them, please?
Let's go.
हेलो नमस्कार, आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है पैम पैम के ब्लैक व्हाइट बुधवार में. हुज़ हेलो
पैम पैम आलतू बाबा फालतू रानी.
पैम पैम, बहुत दिनों के बाद दीपा जी.
हाँ, बहुत दिनों के बाद दीपा जी, कैसे हैं आप?
दिनों के बाद
कैसा रहा? हाँ,
आलतू बाबा आज तो तुम नहीं सो पाओगे रात को.
क्यों?
क्योंकि नहीं, मतलब फालतू रानी गई ना पार्टी बनाने के लिए विदाउट यू. दैट्स व्हाई.
क्या पार्टी? वो तो काम पे गई थी आफ्टरनून में. क्या फालतू रानी क्या बोल रही तू?
हाँ दीपा, मैं काम पे गई थी. हाँ,
काम पे गई थी.
ही विल बी रेस्टलेस ना. क्या बातें हुई है वो?
नहीं सॉरी, वो सब मुझे उसमें
चांस ही नहीं. आलतू बाबा
you don't know me. नहीं, आप खुश रहो, आबाद रहो, जो भी करना करते रहो. मैं अपना काम खुद करता रहूंगा. डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. लेकिन दीपा जी आ जाओ, अभी बताओ ये फिल्म का जो हम लोग बात करें दो बिकॉज़ आई मीन इसमें एक लेडी का प्रोफाइल है, ब्यूटीफुल प्रोफाइल. आई थिंक दिस इज where I have frozen this particular thing right now. Faltoni, it actually is such a beautiful frame, right?
Yeah,
it's like a painting.
Yes, it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
it's the
sometimes I'm very creative. I'm very creative that way, Deepa ji.
Oh God, Altu.
फिल्म में से पोर्ट्रेट निकालना कोई मुझसे सीखे यार.
अच्छा ठीक है.
माँ और बेटे का क्या है?
बाल में से खाल निकालना
वो आपका काम है, मेरा नहीं है.
अच्छा अच्छा दीपा, आंसर बोलो. आंसर बोलो.
Who is the hero?
बोला ना, मीना कुमारी.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, 100%.
एक बार फिर से सोच लो.
My God, she's so young, man.
Young की बात नहीं है, beauty. अरे यार, what is it you people with age and all यार? What is this young bang and all? She's beautiful, that's all.
अरे देखो, वो बेचारी को माँ बना के दिखाया गया and she's so like very maybe she must be like 15-16 and बहुत ही young है.
You know what is the difference over here? आपको मालूम है इसमें you actually can see the whole Meena Kumari in this particular frame, right?
Yes.
इसमें उसका finger है.
नहीं है.
है.
क्या finger?
Meena Kumari's left hand, which she would always cover.
Yeah, because it came in afterwards. It was a filmy accident.
She didn't have 5 fingers?
Yeah, she didn't have one little finger, the left hand little finger.
Yeah.
It was an accident in the movies.
Yeah, she lost one of her fingers.
So this is when she was totally hale and healthy.
Acha. How do you know? Where have they showed that?
No, I'm just telling people historically if you look at it, right?
Whatever, you just made that up. Oh God, कोई इसका trivia नहीं है, बस ऐसे ही makes it up.
Trivia नहीं है, trivia बताया अभी मैं आप लोगों को.
ये मुझे नहीं पता था. ये पूछना
इसको मालूम नहीं था कि.
No, you don't.
I didn't know.
Look at all Meena Kumari's this thing.
She'll have a dupatta on her left hand always. And she covers up little finger. Her little finger never.
जैसे ऋतिक रोशन in the beginning of his career, he used to hide his right या left वो 6 fingers. बाद में अभी proudly वो दिखाता है वो.
हाँ, लेकिन उसके लिए only that guy could actually be a thumbs up spokesperson. You know why?
हाँ.
Grammatically he'll be right, no? If he shows one thumb, he'll thumbs up only. He has just one thumb only.
Yeah.
God.
But anyway, good. तो दीपा जी आपको हम देते हैं पूरे 100 अंक उसके लिए. And by the way, I want to ask you, आप ये फिल्म देखे हैं क्या पहले? नहीं.
I don't think I have seen this. मैं वही पूछ रही थी. मैं इतने सारे questions. तुम तो आज पढ़ नहीं रहे हो.
मैं क्यों पढ़ूं?
कोई comment?
Oh, we were busy trying to get the scenes on the screen.
अरे कभी कभार हम लोग सिंक में काम करते हैं, आप लोग फिर से उसको डीसिंक करते हो क्या यार?
ऐसा नहीं है. मैं पूछ रही थी is it similar, लेकिन ये अलग लग रहा है story. Like I was asking is it similar to संपत्ति की सवाल movie, but it's different.
संपत्ति के सवाल, I don't know, I don't think so. I don't even know about the movie संपत्ति के सवाल. I know it's a Kannada movie of course, but
yeah.
Could be, you never know. There used to be a time
no,
when this
no,
remake.
नहीं, ये अलग है. वो उसका मैचिंग मूवी है मदर इंडिया.
Oh,
exactly same story.
Oh, okay. That was one of the other great movies of Indian cinema, right? Mother India.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I'll tell you what, this movie actually, we have heard about this movie. And we always have. I've never seen the movie fully. We've heard a lot about this movie, especially this movie and how it was by our parents, of course, who were great film aficionados. They were movie buffs actually. We were the movie buffoons.
I love Balraj Sahni's acting. I like his acting.
Such a nice, subtle.
That I think for me, I saw a movie of him was Seema, wherein I loved his acting. I liked his acting there.
Oh, we only have seen him on YouTube. Balraj Sahni. Oh mere zahar zabi मुझे मालूम नहीं.
And by the way, वो मैं बोलने वाली थी, उसमें निरूपा रॉय नहीं है.
कौन वो? उसमें कौन है?
No, तुम लोगों ने बताया ना.
Hey, who is the heroine in that? Who is his actual? I thought it's Nirupa Roy. No, it's not.
No, that's not.
That also is a mother, right?
वो एक अलग है.
Oh, that is that you know.
She also is a mother role character,
Ashla
right?
Sachdev, right?
Oh,
but
okay.
she is different. Yeah.
Thank you, Deepa. Thank you for calling in and making sure that we accurate now whatever we present over here. Okay. Thank you so much. God bless you. आज तो दीपा सोएगी ढंग से.
हाँ.
You God.
What you got?
लेकिन दीपा कैसे लग रहा है आपको? कैसा लगा ये particular? Have you seen this movie? दो बीघा ज़मीन?
You're repeating the same question I asked her.
I don't think I have seen.
Sorry, Deepa.
I wasn't paying attention.
Deepa,
Sorry, I was trying to get the scene.
My Faltu always is she always disses whatever I say and ignores
No,
whatever
Baba,
I say.
I wasn't listening.
So she gives me a deaf ear, so she could not hear that. I asked same question to you. Sorry, Deepa ji. Answer कर दो Deepa जी उसमें उसकी तसल्ली के
See,
लिए.
that's what I say ना. वही तुम लोग वही बोल रहे थे ना कि the simplicity is what appeals. It's so simple. I mean, the story at the same time. It's like a real story. Like no melodrama नहीं है बिल्कुल भी. है melodrama लेकिन which is very genuine where it is needed. ऐसा नहीं है कि बेकार में डाल दिया कोई एक दो scene.
हाँ, that's right.
Yeah.
लेकिन इस movie में ना, like how we have pop culture references, very nicely it refers to another movie. Which we have, which I don't think we did Avara, right? We have not done Avara.
We did Avara.
No, we did Shri 420. So this you should see. There's a very interesting reference in this, and how you listen to it. We'll play that particular scene for you. So you know, this is Meena Kumari. You're right. तो मीना कुमारी इसका बस एक गेस्ट अपीयरेंस है.
बस उतना गाना गा के
नहीं गाना गा के वो लेटर लिख के इसमें बस एक लेटर लिखती है क्योंकि इसको पढ़ना लिखना नहीं आता है, राइट, पारो को. तो उससे लेटर लिखवाती है एंड देन पारो मेक्स शिंगाड़ास एंड शी सेल्स इट टू मीना कुमारी.
Oh, so sweet.
So she'll say, you asked for shingadas. She'll say, I'll give you money. She'll say, no, just write a letter for me instead.
Very good.
So that's the way it works. That's all her role is. There's no elaboration. Her role doesn't come back anywhere else in the movie.
Wonderful.
So this was the maiden launch of Meena Kumari, by the way, in this particular movie.
And congratulations, Deepaji. See, the trivia also is there. A movie where Meena Kumari had all digits with her. That was this movie.
Hey! You don't know all her digits were there with her. Whatever. Stupid fellow. सिर्फ कुछ भी करेगा आलतू बाबा.
Digital था उसका. That was digital. Hey, hello. One second, Deepaji.
Nirupa Roy played as a heroine. Looked like.
No. She's done a lot of movies.
No, but I'll tell you one thing. This is what you're seeing is digital Meena Kumari.
आलतू बाबा. Stop it.
What?
You're so bad, Altu. Stop.
Digital fingers, yeah. All digits are there.
Hey! तेरे को अभी डांट पड़ेगी लोगों से.
डांट पड़ेगी?
डांट.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Deepa, for calling in. Have a beautiful, fantastic evening.
And lekin Father, let's do one thing. You want to actually play a portion of some Avara, something you said?
So there is one reference, Altu Baba. तो ये जब so story has come to where he has become a rickshaw puller, right?
He's not making money. He's making bank.
No, he's not making bank. Poor thing. He's working like a dog to make bank.
Okay.
Or not make bank, just to make enough to pay back. So he doesn't eat. He doesn't. मतलब पैसे खर्चता ही नहीं है. He doesn't. Only thing he does is he gets his child something to eat and he doesn't do anything else. So ये बच्चा क्या करता है? Feeling guilty, कन्हैया, लालू उस्ताद उसका जो दोस्त है उसके साथ बिना बोले अपने बाप को बूट पॉलिश शुरू कर देता है.
Oh, side business.
And he makes in the first, and he is very charming, right? He'll say ta-da-da, ta-da-da, like he learns how to do this thing, and he makes first day itself he makes 12 annas, and he comes very happy to show him, and he gets beaten up by his dad because left, right, and center he beats him up. Because he says, did I ask you to go out? Did I ask you to go and earn the money? I wanted you to stay
Ego
safe.
problem.
What if something happens to you when you're out there, kind of thing. लेकिन उसके बाद ये बच्चा आता है उन बच्चों के साथ बैठने के लिए because he's really down and out and he doesn't want to even this child doesn't eat anything because he wants to save that money to help his dad. तो ये एक सीन है जहाँ पे ये सब जो बूट पॉलिश करते हुए बच्चे रोड में हैं वो बात करते हैं. तो वॉच दिस पर्टिकुलर सीन. And it has
और हीरो खड़ा देख रहा है. मैं एक ऐसा ही बुस्सर जरूर बनवाऊंगा.
rewind sorry तो रिवाइंड करके थोड़ा ये इससे पहले. हाँ
रेडी.
हाँ
तुम भी पूरे मक्खी चूस हो यार.
मक्खी चूस है मक्खी चूस. 2 पैसे की आइसक्रीम भी नहीं खरीदता. अरे बाबा मैं नहीं खाऊंगा.
अबे वो है ही ऐसा. कल मैंने उससे कहा चल बे कन्हैया आवारा देखे आए. नरगिस है उसमें तो कहने लगा मेरे पास पैसे ही नहीं है. क्या गाना था उसमें. आवारा हूँ आवारा हूँ.
वॉच
या गर्दिश में हूँ आसमान का तारा हूँ. आवारा हूँ.
What a wonderful voice that
yeah
kid has, huh?
yeah
आवारा हूँ या गर्दिश में हूँ आसमान. अब वो देखा आवारा बुस्सर. हीरोइनी कपड़े उतार रही है और हीरो खड़ा देख रहा है. मैं एक ऐसा ही बुस्सर जरूर बनवाऊंगा.
अरे हाँ बनवा लेना ना. पहले अपनी गंजी का रोशनदान तो बंद करा.
पॉज मार. वहाँ पे ना that it's a slight at Raj Kapoor.
Yeah.
You know why? Because that scene was very controversial at that time because Raj Kapoor comes in when she's undressing or something like that. And they show that Busharat, and this is an indirect hit at Raj Kapoor that he is actually...
Bimal Roy, I tell you seriously.
Yeah, seriously. It's
Bimal Da.
It's like...
Intelligent, rap chick. Fatak.
Like, that's the way they've shown. But at the same time, Raj Kapoor should say thank you because he's referred to him in this movie, right?
Of course, yes. Yeah.
And the
No, but actually what they're showing is the impact of the particular movie on the public.
Correct.
I didn't feel it was actually a hit on them, but it talked about how the kids get how they get distracted or pushed into the wrong, how media can affect young minds.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what they're showing in this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's actually, they say this particular scene in which Raj Kapoor, in Avara movie, Raj Kapoor actually walks in on Nargis as she's changing her clothes. Even though Nargis is partially hidden by the screen after swimming, it was at that time a very controversial scene. In fact, they say it was akin to the scene between Deborah Kerr and Burt Lancaster, which became a very, very controversial scene apparently from this movie called From Here to Eternity, which had also released in 1953.
So this will be talked about from then to eternity.
Yeah, exactly.
People like us will keep bringing it up again and again and again and talking about it.
Yeah, but that's the social construct and the mindset of people during that time.
And that time, this movie was so current, as I want to tell you.
Yeah.
So if you had gone to the movie at that time, you actually would have been living the environment the way it was.
Correct.
Like, aajkal if you talk of Uber drivers, what's got to be, right? So
Correct.
that time is rickshaw pullers, right?
Correct.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, Fadrani, are we always going to the whole story of Bandhus? Are we going to stop at the point?
We're going to tell you what happens. In fact, this movie had alternative endings, it seems, Altu Baba. Yeah. उस ज़माने में there was an alternative ending. क्या होता है, ये बंदा पैसे इकट्ठा करता है लेकिन पारो को क्या होता है, बीच में इकट्ठे करने के टाइम पे इसको एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है. ही इज़ नॉट एबल टू डू एनीथिंग एंड देन ये बच्चा पिक पॉकेटिंग शुरू कर देता है, गलत चीज़ें कर देता है. बाप बेटे के बीच बहुत मारा मारी होती है.
Oh my God, I already can see 2-3 films coming out of this particular film.
Yeah.
Like, Shakti film with the baap beche ke beech mein और
नहीं,
that particular form, Diwar movie where the boy becomes pickpocket and everything.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
boy becomes a pickpocket because dad is not able to earn, they're not able to save money, dad is not eating because the doctor says you need money for the medicine, and the dad doesn't want medicine because he has to, he'll lose the money, right? जो पैसे बचाए हैं. लेकिन उस दौरान then उसकी बीवी को कोई न्यूज़ नहीं मिल रहा है, तो वो क्या करती है, वो टेंशन में आके that मुनीन जी keeps paying visits to the house. You're running out of time, this is your last month, you see you're going to lose the house, we're going to नीलामी करा देंगे, lose land and everything, right? So ये बच्चा ये पिक पॉकेटिंग करता है एंड देन पैसे लेके बहुत खुशी फिर से पैसे लेके आता है. ही ब्रिंग्स द मेडिसिन, ही ब्रिंग्स फूड फॉर हिज डैड. इवेंचुअली क्या होता है, पारो तब तक वहाँ से निकल गई होती है. She would have left from the village to come to see what is happening because she's not heard anything from her husband.
Okay.
So and then she meets with ये उसी पैर के साथ ये रिक्शा चलाने चलता है. Somebody calls him and says some woman is and Paro is actually attacked by a guy. You know, predators होते हैं, right? So he basically tries to take advantage of her. She somehow runs away from him. Running away from him, she meets with an accident. तो उस accident से lady को लेके जाने के लिए रिक्शा वाले को बुलाते हैं. Irony. And that is this guy.
Oh my God.
तो
So finally we're going to tell you what's going to happen in the whole movie anyways. खत्म ही करते हैं.
Alternating ending बताती हूँ. तो फिल्म का
ending तो बता रही ना, alternate तो क्या हुआ?
Ending नहीं बताया. Initially, the movie originally apparently showed that Paro dies. Okay, and dying in the climax, and Balraj Sahni gets his 2 bigha zameen back because he uses that money to save his land. Okay, but Vimal Roy's wife apparently saw the movie and she said it's a very inhumane ending, that he had to choose between the life of his wife and the land. And she said it's very regressive. Why do you have to kill her?
Exactly.
Okay.
माँ और बीवी के बीच क्यों choose करे ऐसा?
Yeah,
and why should the Ma win?
Yeah, no, not why should the Ma win. She just said why should what Ma? अरे बाप रे, तू ना आलतू बाबा.
ये सास बहू का इश्यू है फादर.
कुछ नहीं.
वही तो, that is what Bimal was wife thought of.
No.
हाँ, अगर धरती मेरी माँ है.
Hey.
मतलब आप talking about
Bandhujan, sorry Bandhujan, ये इतना idiot है. So actually the biggest thing about this movie is he reshot the ending of the movie.
Oh.
He reshot the whole ending. And what happens in the end? Do they get the land?
I don't know. We just know she's going to be alive. Does she live? No, we know she lives because Mrs. White didn't want it to be that way.
Yeah. So that for that ending, for the climax, you guys have to go watch the movie.
Very true. Well, Barajan, here's the thing. So now the point of us doing this show also is to make sure that you can actually go and watch these kind of movies. They're available to watch on online platforms. YouTube is luckily we give thanks to YouTube because there are a lot of people actually posting. There are film houses which actually have their own channels where they want you guys to go and watch those movies if you wanted them. They're wonderful matinee watches. ये लंबा का मूवी नहीं है, 2 घंटे का फिल्म है.
2 घंटे का, exactly.
बस खत्म है. And you'll have it's a wonderful thing where you can actually enjoy. It talks about the values, talked about how it was, the world. This is hardly around 70 years ago, right? It's not much. And of course, an opportunity for you to have a discussion with your children or your friends and family to just discuss the values. Has it changed? Are we the same people? रिक्शा के बदले में आजकल हम लोग अब्यूज करते हैं अपने काफी सारी चीजों को, right?
And it's not just that, Altu Baba. It's also for us to. It's a reality check for many of us. जहाँ पे, I think to a great extent we are so disconnected from the farmer's life. Our country, 70% of India is even now they are farming.
Correct,
right?
but the thing is the now everybody. So the farming is such a. If you ask me, I really, my dream is to go back and do something to the earth, Mother Earth, with Mother Earth. The point is, we don't actually give so much importance to it. Even a farmer's son no longer wants to be a farmer, the sad part.
Correct.
But things are changing. It's not that, it is, we expect growth. For us, growth means, go to America, buy your own house, and end the rest of your life, end up paying for it. Buy $1 million house, you can't get $1 million, quote $100,000 more. Increase the value of real estate over here, stay here, just so you can have that feeling, I'm America returned. Or I am from America. But the thing is, I'm sorry. Even over here, for the matter, you can see the thing. Farming is totally. But again, here, यहाँ पे farming जो has become totally like a syndicate right now, and they have their own protections of farmers here. It's also happening in India. In a way, it's good. But the thing is, still, we don't value farmers, and there are a lot of people. What do you call things like these conglomerates like this Monsanto and everybody else going ruining farming in India.
Correct.
Right? That's what's happening. It's killing the farmers.
Right.
Where good food is to come, agriculture, like how Mahimaji rightly quoted this in our Health 360 shows. She said agriculture has become ugly culture right now.
Yeah.
So, and that's what has to, we have to go back to it. I don't know how many of you are farmers over here, but I definitely want to be a farmer. So, let's see.
Well, it's not just about...
Bada hoke probably a farmer banunga, you know.
It's not just about that, Bandujan. It's also about the reality of the farmers back home in India. And the reality of people, like, I'm not kidding you. We recently had met somebody who's from Punjab and who talked about how they are mortgaging, they are pledging their land to leave India. And they go to places to get these visas to go to different places, right? And they go to places where they become undocumented immigrants. And they're treated like crap. And the Indian government is having to fly back their bodies. They commit suicide in foreign lands. We heard about situations that are happening in Italy. They go to Italy, from there they try to come to Mexico, and from Mexico they try to cross the border and come here. Indians! I'm talking about farmers from Punjab who are going through this kind of thing. So, there was a movie that we just saw recently, hopefully we'll do that on Feedback Friday, which references the farmer suicides. Although it just touches and goes, many of us may not relate to it, may feel like, oh, kya khamkha isko bada movie mein aise dikhaya.
No,
but it's a genuine...
It is true, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's very true. What we just now saw in the recent movie, it is true.
Yeah, and it is true. People are not, they don't commit suicide because somebody pulled off their dhoti or anything like that. It's the shame, and the absolute grueling poverty, right, Altu Baba?
Yeah, but that particular movie was the suicide was so that they can get the money.
Yeah.
Or what was there to... And partly that was the thing, they used to give subsidies to people who died. So the suicide increased during Devegowda time. So happened it increased because that time, because there was no other option but to get to the life insurance or whatever they get, right? That's what happened.
My God.
Hello Deepa ji, kaise hain? Welcome.
हाँ hello मैं फिर से आ गई.
हाँ जी Pam.
Hey, actually on the same topic that you guys are referencing, कि yes, it is very much ignored in terms of as a whole, not just agriculture to it is like a very rampant situation, right? So that's the reason now, like, people are schools, some of the schools, I hope everybody introduces that, like the farming as one of the subjects. तो कुछ जगह पे हो रही है, because even kids value, even kids should know how the food is grown, तो इसीलिए वो उसी बहाने उनको भी value हो जाएगा, and they will not waste the food and stuff like that. And it is also survival skill, one of the main thing, वो भी हो रहा है. And on the same note, I loved the movie which is hello.
हाँ बोलिए
देखा वही होता है दीपा जी, जब मैं चुप हो जाता आपको लगता है कि मैं कुछ सुन रहा हूँ.
क्या?
जब ये चुप हो जाता है आपको लगता है कोई सुन नहीं रहा है.
तुम्हारा क्या भरोसा है तो बाबा, तुम ये कुछ म्यूट कर दिया.
मेरे भरोसे मत रहो, मैं भरोसा बन रही हूँ. ओके, डोंट एवर पुट मी इनटू अ साइलो.
या
ऐसे देखो.
हाँ बोलो.
Finish it off.
I watched the movie. I don't know whether you watched it, Faldrani. Sherni. Did you watch it?
Sherni, no, I haven't seen it.
तो रोज चेहरा देखती है अपना आईने में. फिल्म की चाहिए.
मेरे को शेरनी बुलाया.
Of course.
क्या?
हाँ, शेरनी का बच्चा शेरनी होएगा ना. हाँ,
फाल्गुनी, आज सूरज कहाँ से हो गया आज?
नहीं, अरे इसीलिए बोलता हूँ आप दोपहर को मत उठो दीपा जी. तो मॉर्निंग उठो, दोपहर को सर के ऊपर था सूरज. हाँ,
क्या बोल रहे हैं कुछ भी.
I know I'm on air, but आप बोल रहे ना सूरज कहाँ से उठा होगा. ऑलवेज पश्चिम से उगता है यार.
क्या?
हाँ
आल्तो बाबा कुछ भी मत बताओ. Anyways,
कुछ भी मत बताओ.
that शेरनी मूवी from विद्या बालन का अभी नया आया है ना फालतू रानी. It's very much like what it is so nice. I loved the movie. I just loved it. It's more of a movie से ज़्यादा it's more of a documentary kind of ऐसा लगता है वो, क्योंकि only few actors are there and most of them are like real मतलब on the ground जो staff है. मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है उनको लिया गया. It's about the forest department and stuff like that. And how it is very subtle how they have shown the daily struggles of those officers and even to carry out their daily जो भी honest रहना चाहता है उनको भी honest रहने नहीं देते हैं. How some people are randomly killed and it has they have shown it really well. I wish मतलब तुम दोनों को मैं recommend करूँगी. Please watch it. And also like एक botany professor रहता है जो मतलब simple guy who loves teaching the kids and how he teaches and how he is made fun of in the village, you know. अरे ये क्या कुछ भी कोई अरे घास फूस ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, like it is so lightly taken, whether it's plants and plant lives and anything to do with farming.
I
and
know,
stuff like
Deepa, you know, even my life is taken lightly here, so what to do?
छे आल्तो एक वही स्टूडियो के बाजू में एक खेत खरीद लो या फिर यहाँ पे ट्रेसी में खेत खरीद लो. यहाँ पे खेती बाड़ी शुरू कर देंगे.
देखा इतना सब बोलती है लेकिन उसके घर के सामने जो उसका जो पैलेस के सामने जो यार्ड है छोटा सा, वो नहीं देगी हमें.
क्या
मैं वही बोल रही हूँ. इधर बहुत सारी जगह है.
उसके घर है छोटा सा.
उसका घर छोटा नहीं, उसका घर के सामने जो है ना उसका
उसके घर के पीछे देखा है कितना बड़ा बैकयार्ड है.
नहीं चाहिए बैकयार्ड, नहीं चाहिए ना, आगे करेंगे ना. बैकयार्ड में क्या करते हैं क्या? बैकयार्ड में तो उसका पार्टी चलता है.
अगर खेत है तो खेत तुमने अभी बोला ना तुम्हें एग्रीकल्चर करने का मन है तो आ जाओ इधर.
हाँ आ जाता हूँ, चलो आ गया.
हाँ ठीक है.
वो खेती बाड़ी आलतू बाबा डेफिनेटली खेती बाड़ी करना चाहता है. एंड दैट इज द पर्टिकुलर यू नो that's a particular
long term dream.
उसका क्या कहते हैं, ड्रीम है या पैशन है या लव है.
होगा एक बार बुलावा आएगा जाऊंगा.
it's a different kind of love फालतू रानी, क्योंकि मेरे दादाजी के भी बहुत खेत खलियान थे ना. So too bad it's all I mean they all sold everything now because there is nobody to take care. But I have seen it with my own eyes, like how my grandfather was not at all ready to sell those things. Even when like half of that was not at all उपजाऊ, मतलब कोई यूज नहीं करेगा तो वो ऐसे ही पड़ा था बंजर. तो there were chances of people, you know.
लेकिन so mean Deepa, that's what I'm telling you. You never thought of me that time, right? क्या यार?
हड़प लेने का chances था, इसीलिए all my everybody wanted to sell it. But you know it's a different kind of love towards the zameen. So I can very much relate to this movie that he is so passionate. मुझे नहीं बेचना है ये पूर्वजों का.
दीपा मेरे पास तो है ही नहीं. हेलो मेरे पास तो है ही नहीं है.
It is not है ही नहीं है.
You don't think of me यार that time.
I don't think it's 2 acres, Deepa. I mean he says, right, that's my only livelihood. If I sell that off, what will what do I have to pass on to my the next generation?
No, this is actually this is very
2 बीघा मतलब मैं सोच रही हूँ
2 बीघा. आलतू ने बताया ना, it was barely like
2 बीघा is 0.6 acres, 0.62 acres to be precise. But Deepa, the point is, you know what, the dialogue over here is not about the zameen. It's about the fact that okay, we did the show on last Saturday of Fatrani with Pranam ji and all the Deepa ji nahi aayi na wo wala.
Correct.
Bere babak mein a show about identity. If you're calling yourself a farmer, you're a farmer only if you farm.
Correct.
Otherwise you become boot polisher or you become a rickshaw puller. You're not a farmer. So that's why his point is, अगर चला गया तो अगर जमीन ही ना रहा तो किसान कहाँ रहा?
हाँ.
But there is no kisan at all, right? So his astitva, his whole existence,
identity is called into question.
Is because of the fact that he owns the two, or he's tilling the land of 2 things. Even actually, for the matter, if you just till the land, it's called mazduri. You're a kisan only if you own the land, right?
Correct.
If that land is yours, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, very sad. In fact, this movie came in not much of a difference.
I'd say, the writing is also by Bimal Roy, and I would say watch the movie because it is so effortless. Everything is so like seamless. Altu Baba, there's one scene where he comes back from the zamindar, right? वो उसका बाप वो
Play किया ना हमने?
Huh?
They sit together, the whole 3 generations, they talk about
No. They're just before that. We didn't use that scene. So there is a thing where his dad is planting the child is getting excited because they're planting a mango sapling. तो वो बोलता है ये फल के कब देगा तो the दादू says अरे इसका तो you have to water it, you have to give it nutrients every day, you got to make sure that this is watered, and in 5 years it'll grow into a tree and it'll give fruit. तो ये थका हारा आ रहा है तब वो बच्चा बोलता है about he calls him and he says look I've put this mango sapling, and he'll say in 5 years it'll give fruit. There's no major drama, but he just says, "Haan sal," and then he just walks away. It's like matter of fact, right?
Because the thing is, he wanted the fruit right now.
No man, it's not that. He's like, I don't know where my next, how
I understand what you're saying,
I don't even
Fatani.
have the land.
कल
for us.
किसने देखा है kind of a subtle dialogue.
Yeah, it's a very, it like that. There are many dialogues in this.
So let
movie,
me ask you, Deepaji, if at all I were to put you in that situation, would you sell your land? Would you give up your land? I know it's a very awkward question, very difficult question to answer. If you're in the situation of Balrasani or the character there, would you think that you would go to the lengths of what he goes through just to save that land?
Probably yes.
Okay.
Till the last minute, I will try my best to save it.
Oh, by the way, I wanna also say, I wanna take this back. You know who another big person, one very famous director, who was assistant director for this movie?
Who was that?
Who wrote the screenplay?
Oh my God!
Hrishikesh Mukherjee.
Hrishikesh Da.
He wrote the screenplay, and Paul
अरे
Mahindra.
सारे दिग्गज I can see on the poster, like even Meena Kumari, even though she has a small role, her name is there. Like all दिग्गज है इसमें.
But did you know Meena Kumari introduction ठीक है, लेकिन she had a whole slide for herself?
Yeah. She had a whole guest starring Meena
Kumari.
Because she was launched as a heroine in an upcoming movie, right? So, and you know what, Deepa? There is one other person in this movie.
Yeah.
Whose role is very, very insignificant. Mahmood. Mahmood has a role very insignificant. You actually will not even believe that that's Mahmood. He's got like a very small role in the entire movie. So he's also there in this movie.
Correct.
So it when we're saying he's
and
also
फाल्तुरानी वो जो तुमने सीन देखा है ना, that बच्चों का right, बच्चों का that
ice cream वाला
Raj Kapoor thing,
आवारा.
and like I think this it shows like different, जैसे हम लोग बात करते हैं like the Karan Johar and the Anurag Kashyap, like it's like two opposites, right? तो ये reality cinema है ये, and I think this showmanship and glitz and glance was taken, Raj Kapoor ही लेके आए थोड़ा बहुत, like foreign shooting and all that.
No, it was the Chopras. It was the Chopras who brought that, and it was
before Chopra. The Raj Kapoor was much before, right? He started producing movies. Like in Sangam,
Sangam was much later, Deepa.
Things were shot in London or Paris में शायद.
So here's what I want to tell you, Deepaji.
And even the writing,
वो
बोलता है ना, वो बच्चा बोलता है ना, अरे पहले अपने गंजी का रोशनदाना तो बंद कर. The words, खिड़की नहीं बोलता वो. Even the language is so nice.
Yeah.
Very true, very true. And yes, in fact, this is a very good movie to watch. I would definitely say, Deepaji, क्या एक दोपहर को बच्चों को भेज दो बाहर, गोपाल जी को साथ में बिठाओ और ये फिल्म देखो, मजा आएगा.
हाँ ठीक है.
क्या? This is a nice movie to watch, yeah. With Gopal also like it, yeah. What is this?
Yes. नहीं बच्चों को भी देखना चाहिए क्योंकि कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच गए.
नहीं बच्चे को क्यों?
200 rupees and 65 rupees. Oh my God.
I know. Rupees. And that time you used to get a full meal for 1 rupee, it seems.
no man, few annas.
65 में क्या अभी कुछ नहीं, like yeah,
A few annas, you know.
Really, we should actually do time capsule. We should do a time capsule and visualize ourselves how we can live that way. It'd be so difficult, right, for us to.
I mean, I don't know. For me, it just broke my heart, and it reminded me. I have seen the rickshaw pullers, right? I've actually been.
I would be, if at all, I would be. This point of time.
It's a very cruel.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
See, irony of life. Irony of life. No, that time people used to pull the rickshaw. Now, and they used to be fit, right? Now, to get to fit, we have to pull all the weights and everything right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We joined the gym to go just to get to the shape of the. And actually, rickshaw pullers actually were very healthy,
Yeah.
athletic. At that point in time, if at all Indian Olympics, they had actually gone. Olympics had actually taken proper people from the streets. We would have won those Olympics and everything.
Yeah.
Because so much of endurance had run,
Yeah, exactly.
kilometers to
और
run.
फिर with limited meals. अभी देखो इतना
Yeah,
सब
nutrition, lack of
मिलता
nutrition.
है.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct, and and their meal is very interesting. And Deepa, you know, because we used to have multiple shows. Like Mahimaji done a show of one of Lunch with Altu Faltu shows. She talked about the meal, the humble meal of all these people. And some parts of northern India, they used to have atta and chili, and onion. That's all. Onion and atta. Atta would be that
Even
jowar
same
atta.
with South India. Altu Baba.
Yeah, ragi.
Roti,
Yeah.
the jawar roti and one full onion.
Yeah.
And a couple of green chilies.
And that is to fuel them for all those things. Look at the amount of the calories there's to burn and there's to actually, eat up. And no non-veg, nothing, no vegetable cooked, only raw. Just the green chili and one kanda. That is to be their meal.
Yes.
We should go back to the Faltwani. I'm going to give up my car. I'm going to start pulling rickshaw. You want me to pull your rickshaw?
No, I would never do that, Altu Baba. I have never sat in. I distinctly remember there was this one
let's
time.
start with खेत आलतू बाबा. तुम पहले खेत खरीदो.
खेती बाड़ी करते हैं आलतू.
हाँ.
Seriously.
Yeah.
मैं भी करेगी.
Yeah, because pulling that क्या tilling.
Faltwani का खेती बाड़ी वही होता है. She'll say, you know what? I will stand on the stick and I'll just stretch my arms out.
Huh?
She'll be a scarecrow. That's what Faltwani does. I know
Shut
you
up.
very well.
Oh, so see, even that I'll be standing in the sun and taking.
Sun,
all the
you will
birds
have
out.
air conditioner on you and will be like,
What?
जाओ, जल्दी जाओ, डॉक्टर को बुलाओ.
Whatever. Shut up. Stupid fellow.
अरे उसने बोला नहीं ना कि उसको एग्रीकल्चर करना है. तुमने बोला है.
मैंने बोला.
So you have to do it.
मैं करूँगा. Don't worry. आप लोगों को मैं आके सप्लाई करूँगा. Don't worry.
What?
हाँ.
मतलब दान वान आपको दूंगा.
हम लोग पिकनिक के लिए आएंगे.
करेक्ट सही है. आप लोग वही है. पिकनिक से आ जाओ. मुझे
I will do strawberry picking. क्या बोला?
You will do strawberry picking. Strawberry picking है ना. अरे what पता नहीं. Faltwani is doing something else right now. Faltwani. कहीं तो कुछ तो कर रही है ना तू लोचा. कहीं पे कर रही है कुछ लोचा. Okay दीपा जी, thank you so much. देखो आपकी दोस्त आपको she's totally नजरअंदाज you because you're supporting me in my
That
call.
is not true at all, Deepa. That's not true at all. Stupid fellow he is.
Okay दीपा, 2 बीघा जमीन, okay?
हाँ ठीक है. हम लोग ढूंढेंगे अभी 2 बीघा जमीन.
हेलो, मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ 2 बीघा जमीन मुझे दो. आपका सामने का.
अरे
थिंकिंग है. 2 बीघा जमीन दीपा बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
क्या?
दीपा 2 बीघा जमीन बोल रहा हूँ. गिव 1 बीघा जमीन.
हाँ दूंगी. तुम आ जाओ इधर.
हाँ वेरी गुड. देखो हाँ बोलिए.
थैंक यू वेरी मच दीपा. दीपा के लैंड है यार इंडिया में, तेरे को मालूम नहीं, बहुत बड़े लैंड है.
अरे जब भी यहाँ से फ्लाई करती है वही पे लैंड करती है. सब लोग का लैंड इंडिया में होता है. फालतू. हाँ. तेरा भी अगर फ्लाइट है यहाँ पे
लैंडिंग इंडिया में होता है, लैंड नहीं. तेरे को आलतू बाबा सुनने में भी. एंड ये विशाल जी पता नहीं क्या लिख रहे हैं. फालतू रानी से इतना ही काम होगा. क्या लिखा है उन्होंने?
स्कैरक्रो वाला.
अब इतने बुरे हो यार. सीरियसली
बुरे हो.
सीरियसली.
He's fair. He's not बुरा.
बुरे.
Oh, बुरे.
हाँ.
Okay, Faltwani, fine. With this, we're going to come to a end of our show today, right?
हाँ.
तेरे लिए कुछ और कहना है, कुछ बाकी है फालतूनी?
बस ये बोलना है बदन कि the reason we bring you certain movies is because I think a lot of us get disconnected from our roots and get disconnected from where we come from originally, and how much struggle has gone into being where we are today. And at the end of the day, हम लोग IT ये सब हमारे first world problems है. Oh, my iPhone is
IT
हाँ, IT ये सब. I know कोई मेरे फ्रेंड्स मुझे इंक्लूड नहीं किए.
So seriously, I don't understand one thing फालतूनी. हम लोग ना चाय पीना बंद किया चाय टी पीना शुरू किया. We frown upon a 1 rupee tea and we'll go spend 100 rupees for a coffee.
Correct. For a chai tea.
For chai tea. What is that thing? Why are we so... I don't know. I can't say.
I do believe that for me, the message that I took away from this movie, and I think the messaging at Media Mahima has always been to see how we can add some value into your lives, and जो funformational programming हम आपके लिए लेके आते हैं उससे थोड़ी बहुत आपको ज्ञान मिले, अगर ज्ञान मिले तो मिले, या एंटरटेनमेंट मिले, या हंसी मजाक में कोई बातें हो जाए, then that's the goal, and to make sure that we are connected and we are communicating about what our heritage and our culture is. At any step along the step, all the way. Many of us have started from, some of us maybe here who have, we know people whose parents have pledged their lands and sent their children here on F1 visas and things like that. We know how difficult, it is to be able to achieve a different dream. But at the same time, we can't forget the perils of those who are back there, who are going through the difficulties. Yes, education is important, but also that is an occupation that we need to respect. And we have to there's going to be a huge scarcity of food. And when you're thinking about that Gucci bag worth, or whatever, I don't know, there's these expensive handbags, and people are thinking like, somebody posted, I have $5,000, not sure which particular handbag I want to get. I'm like, dude, do you know how many people, there are actually people in our country who are not able to...
Forget that, if you have $5,000, you actually can feed 500 people for a month.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Panjan, we need to get a reality check sometimes.
Yeah.
And that, truly, can we truly
or
be
we
happy?
need your check in reality. Give to us.
I'm not kidding. And, I come across people in this country, even though this country is such a beautiful country, and I will say America really takes care of its people, because there are some people who are developmentally disabled, and, they have a better life here because the government has welfare and benefits that it gives, if they are eligible for it. लेकिन उनको भी अगर ठीक तरह से हम लोग if we are not actually there to support them, they end up, just look at the people who are homeless, the people who are out there on the streets. Nobody gives them a proper education, even though there are laws in place. 6th grade में बच्चे को बिठा देते हैं स्पेशल एजुकेशन क्लासरूम में, ये सोच के कि अच्छा ये इनकेपेबल ऑफ लर्निंग करके बच्चों को रेलीगेट कर देते हैं. So even if you're in this kind of a land where there is so many benefits for people, if we are not cognizant and if we are not there to stand up as allies and support each other, make sure everybody lives a life of dignity, they'll end up on the streets. They will end up, people who have died because of neglect, because उनको पता भी नहीं चलता है कैसे बोलना है, खाना खाना है.
So sweet.
So sweet.
No, so important. Yes.
So, I mean, anyway, it's a very serious discussion, but the movie was a pretty good movie. I liked the movie. I think there's a reason why this movie won so many laurels at that time. It's a very well-made movie. If you're looking at neorealistic cinema, it's a type of cinema that became prevalent at that time. Please do watch दो बीघा ज़मीन. आशा करते हैं आपको पसंद आया तो हमें स्टार्स भेज दीजिएगा. मीनाक्षी शर्मा ने पूछा, is this based on प्रेमचंद जी's novel? Well, it's based on Robi Thakur's poem, which is called Dui Bigha Jomi. And it was drawn from that. This movie came out in 1953. I don't know when Premchand ji's book was written, but there is no reference to it in any of the material that we saw. So if you have, if you find more information, ज़रूर हमारे Facebook पे post कर दीजिएगा. इसी के साथ हम बोलेंगे मधुजान, हम कल हाजिर हो जाएंगे with Therapy Thursdays. हमें अब इजाज़त दीजिए. Anything you want to say, Altu?
That's about it. Good night.
Shab bakhair.
And a pyar bhara.
You are listening to Radio D Hotties, powered by Mahima Creations.
Hey guys, this is Deepika Padukone and you're listening to me on Radio Dehoti with Altu Baba and Faltu Rani, where entertainment just got hotter.